Buongiorno, oggi è Znain è in Ungheria, vicino Budapest, nella fabbrica europea di Lenovo. We have done a tour of this incredible factory here in Budapest. And can you please tell me what is the strategic importance of having such a factory in Europe for a company like Lenovo that works on a global scale?
Well, this factory is part of our global supply chain, right? And as you saw today out on the floor, right, with those data center products, the very large racks, it's absolutely critical for us in our NGO fulfillment model to have a location in close proximity to our customers. So this is one of our factories. We have a factory in every major geography in the Americas, Brazil, in China, here in Europe, right? So this factory supports all of our European customers for our data center portfolio.
Very interesting. And from here, you shipped products throughout all the EMEA countries, I believe, and you're very fast in doing so. But from what we were discussing before, in case of need, this factory can also serve other markets?
Absolutely. In fact, today we ship products to the Americas quite regularly. We have some products that we only build here that we ship to the Americas. But our global supply chain is designed so that we can, for our data center markets, so that we can build all of our portfolio in all of our factories. So if there's a disruption in one geography, we can build the product here and ship it to China, we can ship it to Europe, we can ship it to Africa, we can ship it worldwide.
Very interesting. And I guess you have a centralized control of where products are produced and shipped.
That's part of our global supply chain. So that's what our supply chain does, right? We'll receive orders from different geographies and those will get routed to the different plants based on material availability, based on what products we can produce there, based on disruptions in our supply chain.
It must be a very complex system. I mean, there is a lot of talk about AI right now. I'm sure you're using several different technologies in order to optimize the flow, which cannot be just handled by humans.
Yeah. We do. I mean, our global supply chain tools, our IT systems, will do a lot of that routing itself using AI in terms of identifying the best location to build the product. We also have AI in some of our manufacturing you saw today, right? The robots out there, the automatic optical inspection. So we use AI in a bunch of different places.
So now we're here with Sabi, who is the guy responsible for the actual factory here in Budapest. You walked us around the factory and it was really an amazing experience because you showed us how efficient the factory is. And I would like you to tell me a little bit about why is it efficient, but also how everybody is very focused and very calm in doing their work. So maybe we can start by telling our readers what kind of products are actually produced here, and then share some of the elements of how it is organized.
So we cover commercial desktops and workstations out of this plant, same as all-in-one products. And then the whole portfolio on servers, so edge, water-cooled products, complex solutions, and general purpose. So the whole server portfolio.
And the company, the factory started producing products in 2020, right?
2021. That's where we ramped up and opened up our plant.
And in the meantime, you have produced 1.5 million products?
Impressive number. So ever since we started this operation, it's already 1.5 million products that when we shipped to 70 plus markets to 2,500 customers.
Wow, that's amazing. And one other thing is that we could see how the factory is divided in different sectors that take care of different moments in the production of a server or storage. Can you recap the main areas of the factory?
Yeah, so those are different chambers And then in between the chambers, you would have the firewalls. So just in case, there would be a fire in one of the sectors, then it automatically stops that, so it can't expand in the whole building. So that's how the whole building was purposed. One is warehouse building, that is where you would have some dust generated by cardboard, but then you would stop that dust getting inside the manufacturing floor. So you have vendor managed inventory in the warehousing service. You have a kitting, where that's like material preparation. It's prepared exactly. It's order based. So this is a plant that configures to order, builds to order. So we do exact kitting of each and every customer order. And then while all parts are prepared, you start producing them, assembling them on several production lines. It can be progressive line, stream production meant for large orders, same as you have one-piece flow concept for smaller deals, and cover that high mix. After that, products that are assembled end up on test. You need to run them through test, and once tested, if it's a standalone shipment, then it would get packed. If not, then it gets into a rack, and you continue to test on rack level and pack the rack itself before shipping.
And one other thing that was very clear to me is that there is a lot of technology that helps in making production more efficient. But in 2024, production of computers and servers is still done by hand. It's not production, but let's say assembly. And it felt like you are trying to make it as easy as possible for each single worker to do their job in a more efficient way, but also in a way that is respectful of each single person.
Yeah. I like that question very much. You are touching on a great point. So it's a hybrid. You're combining human workload with automated steps. So where quality demands, then there is a good return on your investment, then you would automate that step of the process. But there will always be a human workload needed, and actually it requires lots of high skills. We are IT, and most of the workload in the plant requires that human IT intervention. But we are automating where you have basic repeatable activities that whenever it makes sense.
For sure.
And you saw also the digitalization initiatives. So we are investing a lot in digital transformation. You see more and more how we are relying on real-time data visualized that helps you run your plan, that helps you with your decisions, and more like a data-based decision-making, real-time decision-making using artificial intelligence. That's where we rely on AI as well in this plant.
Perfect. And to wrap it up, we also saw that inside the factory, you have a global innovation center.
Yes.
Can you tell us how it is structured and what is its role inside of Lenovo?
So it is our hardware and that we have running in the plant. You saw it's pretty noisy, lots of capacity there, and basically we provide real-time virtual access to customer development teams, to our development teams in the virtual space on our hardware. So they have a concept, and before buying it in real, they have the opportunity to test that concept, and if it doesn't work, they can still polish it. It's a proof of concept, right? Where you get support from Lenovo development teams until your solution is fully proof, and that's where you press the button to buy it.
We now meet Stefan, who is in charge of, let's say, all the sustainability strategy of Lenovo. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct, yes.
So can you please tell me how does this factory fit into the strategy of Lenovo in its sustainability and the recent addition of the solar panels right on top of our heads here on the ceiling.
It fits actually really well. As you know, Lenovo have a net zero strategy. And one of the key elements in that net zero strategy, of course, is also improvement within our factory sites around sustainability. And there's no doubt that adding solar panels to the roof here and creating a much more greener energy to the factory is very, very closely linked also to that strategy.
But also I think that the location of this factory helps in terms of sustainability, which might not be so clear if you think about it, but the fact that you can ship from here in 24 hours all around Europe also helps in terms of sustainability, right?
Absolutely correct. One of the key elements of placing it here is really to be able to service the whole Europe as a market. So putting it here, which is more or less in the center of Europe, makes perfect sense also for that reason.
Yeah, and while we were doing the tour, I was amazed of how every single detail of the production is surely done to make it more efficient, to make more products, but also always thinking about how we can save energy and how Lenovo can actually improve and move towards your goals, right?
Absolutely correct. Because one of the let's say, important elements in reaching net zero is the fact there's no one single solution that's going to bring us to net zero. So it's really a combination of all of those small improvements as we go along that's going to bring us there.
Perfect. And can we recap what your main goals are? So net zero by 2050, right?
Yep.
But you were also mentioning during your presentation before that there are several steps that you need to reach.
So first of all, Lenovo have chosen a net zero strategy by 2050. But we also are working and been validated by Science Based Targets initiative on that. Why? Well, basically because we wanted to have an external trustworthy partner validate our goals and how we're going to get there. But that does not mean that we will only be in 2050. We also have near-term goals by 2030, also validated by Science Based Targets initiative, and also followed on a yearly basis that we follow the plan. And the interesting and important factor here is also we look into scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3.